All right, what's up, old fam? Look, man, I've had zero motivation to make videos in the last few days. Well, actually, last few weeks, because the season's just been kind of wrapped up, and I really didn't have much to say. It's just been bad. I stopped believing in Kellen Moore. I wasn't really a fan of his system kind of early on. There were a few games where it showed potential, but there was just part of the scheme that did seem boring. And I know we gave them a lot of credit because of like the Dallas Cowboys, but it's kind of like clear that it's like the Cowboys are playing better without Kellen Moore. So maybe Dallas had they kind of saw something for sure in Kellen Moore that we obviously weren't looking at. I think at the moment it was just kind of every anything just felt like an upgrade to Joe Lombardi. But now with everything going on, man, I've been on to get rid of Brandon Staley bandwagon now for man since the Jaguars game. Even a little bit before, I wasn't really a fan of Staley, but now we're kind of at this point, man, where it's just like, what now? Like now I feel like you kind of have to get rid of him because it just looked like the team quit on him. But the thing that kind of really just sucks about it is just like, why did we wait so long? And now it's gonna piss me off knowing that we're gonna do this now, because we waited way too damn long to get rid of this man. At this point, you had to wait till he completely decimated and crushed everyone's spirit in the locker room for you to get rid of him. I think this game, more in general, to me, is just about the Spanos family. You're absolute, and this message, I know you'll never see it. I know you don't care who I am. Look, I'm sorry, but I am tired of you inheritance children. I cannot stand the Spanos family anymore. For a lot of fans that are from San Diego, Jesus Christ, I understand now. Now, I became a fan of this team growing up in Portland, so I never really got in depth with the Spanos family. But like understanding that you are okay with mediocrity year in and year out, consistently having talent and never doing anything with it. Most organizations struggle because they can't get one position right, and that is the quarterback position. How do you go from Dan Fouts to Drew Brees to Philip Rivers and now Justin Herbert and still have zero Super Bowls to show for it? Have you continued to have terrible coach after terrible coach and not make a change? You have had the same GM for what, over a decade, and he has won no division titles. You now have had, this is what, your fourth, fifth coach in a row that has legitimately done nothing. I mean, just rookie coach after rookie head coach, and the fact that just for being cheap, you continue to put this organization. I can't imagine how much you just ruined the value of this team. Living in Los Angeles now, like being a Chargers fan, I consistently hear this BS of like, you should have stayed in San Diego. This bothers me so much because it's like, dude, first of all, us as fans didn't have that option. We're just fans. We don't have the option of where the team moves. So it just gets annoying to hear it. The other reason it really pisses me off is for any of you LA fans out there, the only other LA team that I like is the Dodgers because Portland didn't have a team. Um, by the way, almost all of your teams aren't from LA. Just so you know, the Lakers aren't from LA originally. The Dodgers, what else? The Clippers. Like honestly, outside of the Kings, the hockey team, and you know what's crazy? Most LA fans hate the Angels, and I think they're actually originated in LA. Like, dude, stop telling me that. Like at some point, like I said, I don't get to decide where the team ends up. I'm just a fan of the team. I don't know. That just was on my mind because trust me, I've been getting messages all damn day long. It's what it is. It sucks. It sucks to lose the way that we did because it was just hilariously bad. And now I have to deal with this pretty much throughout the season. The fact that it was the Raiders that killed us like this scares the crap out of me now for the Bills. Because I'm like, if the Raiders did this to us, what happens when you actually get a good quarterback? The Raiders couldn't put up a single point last week, and they put up almost 70 on us. What an embarrassment. Like, man, being a Chargers fan, I've seen some lows, man, but this low was different. This was probably one of the worst games I've ever seen. This one I think probably hurt me more than the Jaguars game cuz it just looked like the team completely quit and the game was over by halftime. And I was critical of Justin Herbert like throughout the beginning of the season. I take it all back. I take it all back. I think this just kind of clearly showed how much Herbert actually means to this team. The fact that without him, this game got so out of hand, 42 to nothing by halftime. I couldn't even watch the game. But the fact that it got so out of hand so quick, are you telling me this is what Herbert's been dealing with for 3 years? Holy shit, man. Three. Like, I think this puts more into perspective really what this roster is. And a lot of people always kind of like talk to me when they're not true Chargers. They're just fans of the NFL. They'll be like, man, the Chargers are so talented. Why aren't they actually like doing well? If you look at the roster, like, yeah, up close, like if we're not up close, but like from a distance, if you're just an NFL fan, you hear all of the big names. But all of our big names have underperformed. I think they've been in bad systems. But the other thing that people don't look at as a whole is our depth is really bad. Our offensive line is not as good as we thought it was going to be. We saw a lot of value in it because of how great Sawyer was, and we saw how great Pipkins played last season. Well, either of those didn't turn out to play well. Johnson hasn't been as great as we thought he was going to be for a first-round pick. It hasn't looked great overall. We lost Corey Linsley. Who knows if he comes back to play? It's been a mess all around. Our corners have been bad. Derwin James hasn't played great. So many missed tackles. And it's unfortunate, man, because watching this game, man, the person I felt the absolute worst for was Khalil Mack. To see him on the sideline like that, it just bothered me. Man, we should just release this man. Allow him to go chase a ring somewhere else. Jesus, man. Because it's not only the fact that we just got absolutely embarrassed for him at his age to have to go through this, especially against a former team that he honestly does not like with the way they treated him, and this is how we're going to go ahead and perform today. Absolutely embarrassing. Man, would Easton Stick honestly be a backup anywhere else? And it's a little sad because I saw the backup for the Bengals. Browning has looked great, man. If you look at a lot of these backups, they've played pretty decent. There hasn't been anything that's been exceptionally bad. Dobbs has had some really bad games. But, I mean, goddamn, like, I don't know if Stick would be a backup anywhere else. I don't know, man. I am bothered right now. I'm not as mad as I've been. Jesus Christ. I'm curious on how y'all dealing with it. At some point, I just kind of laughed it off. There was nothing else to do. This was going to be a bad loss. There's no way I can explain this. At this point now, I'm just looking forward to the end of the season. I just want to tank. And, I feel like there's no way they can not fire Brandon Staley now. But it's just like, dude, why'd you wait so long? You still had a chance to turn this season around to give this team another spark. And again, this clown ownership chose to do nothing and just continue to let this team sink. Damn, Spanos. You honestly wrecked any chance that this team had in this LA market. You wrecked it, man. You had such a golden ticket. Such a golden ticket to create a strong fan base. The Rams they're still good, but they're not going to be Super Bowl contenders for a while. And you had an opportunity to completely take over the football market here. I mean, obviously there's a lot of Raider fans, but I think winning in LA does mean something. And you know what? You ruined it, man. You ruined it, and you embarrassed this team again. You embarrassed and shamed the fans that support it, and it just sucks because I'm a fan of this team. I can't switch. I can't bandwagon. I am with this team till the very end. But it's just at some point, it feels shameful, It's like now I can't defend this team anymore. I had to just laugh it off and take the jokes as they come, and I'm going to be dealing with it again. Last year we had to deal with the Jaguars loss and all the crap people still talk about that game. And now we have to deal with this crap. Come on, Spanos, give me a break, man. I want to be proud of this team, and I can't do that. Man, I don't want to touch my Charger gear. I don't want to take it out. It's just going to be collecting dust in the closet for a whole off season because, man, I don't feel proud of this team right now. I love this team, man. I invest so much in the teams that I follow and I value, and they're a part of who I am as a person. And just to know that I can't feel proud of this organization whatsoever because of consistent poor decisions, and it just shows in lack of ownership that you don't care about your team, you don't care about your fans, because if you cared, you would have already learned. Look, I'm okay with rookie head coaches, but you consistently get the wrong ones. It seems like you consistently get cheap ones, and the fact that you are so slow to make moves while other teams continuously find ways to get better. when you have the one position that every team struggles to find, you have the quarterback position set. Why can't you ever figure this out? Get your damn children the hell out of the office, man. They shouldn't be a part of this. It's just too clear that they don't know what the hell they're doing. It's just, man, it's been too long. You are battling for position here in a really competitive market with a lot of great teams. LA has so much going on. We need to figure out how to be more relevant. And damn, man, I don't even, I've never been more embarrassed as a Charger fan. But yeah, I was gonna get more animated, but I think I just kind of let it all out already. It's just kind of where we're at, man. I hope you guys are coping okay. I'm actually excited to see like the Bolt City podcast and see what they have to say because I've really been enjoying their podcast. I was kind of going through the director's YouTube episode all day, and you know what? I'm glad that sometimes I do get mad because they're a little over optimistic, but you know what? That was good energy today. That was good energy today. I needed it. I'm glad that there are still people out there looking at the positives and that I'm not going to be the only one that still continues to follow this team and supports this team through the like absolute like shit show that they put up today. There's a lot of people that are going to like want to get off the wagon, and that's okay. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. And I'm glad that there's a lot of people that are going to be going through this heartbreak with me. And yeah. And at this point, let's hope we get a good draft pick. I don't want to talk about who we're gonna get until we kind of get closer to see where we're gonna be at. But here's my one thing: if there is somehow a chance that we end up in the top two, because I think it's possible. We're not that far off. I mean, the Panthers are probably for sure gonna have the worst record, but even if we get number two, because a lot of people are high on Drake May. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going crazy. I still want Herbert. But if we can get to number two, what are the chances that we could take that number two draft pick, trade back like a few spots, and maybe get like another number one or even another some picks for the future? I don't know. That's just like something to think about. I doubt the Panthers start winning games. But if we can get to number two and get that second QB off that board, and be able to get someone to trade with us and get maybe 2-3 extra picks out of that. I don't know, just something to think about, man. But anyways, man, I'm sorry, I got no energy left. I'm just I'm worn out today. That game killed me. My face hurts. So we'll talk soon. I can't wait to hear all the other podcasts, but also, that post-game conference was trash, man. You guys should have grilled him more. Let's see if he finally gets fired. I don't know who would take his spot. I don't think Kellen Moore should anymore. I don't think he's that good of a coordinator anymore. I'm out on Kellen Moore too. He can leave. So we'll see kind of what happens, where we go, and you know what? We're in this together, Bolt fam. I'll see you next week.